Today, when we hear mentions of Korea and Vietnam, many Americans think of cultures that they're just learning to understand, of nations that are steadily advancing to secure their positions in an ever-growing global economy. But it was not always that way. In many conversations a generation ago, the word war almost always followed Vietnam. A generation earlier, the same could be said about Korea.
After 5 days, the Army estimated that the North Koreans and the Chinese Communists had suffered 37,500 casualties, killed and wounded.
I'm Delaware Governor Jack Markell, and in my role as governor, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to visit Delaware soldiers and airmen at war overseas, and to thank our veterans at home. And whenever we get together, they share with me stories that only they could tell, about experiences only they have lived. We all need to hear these stories, and that's why I'm excited to tell you about an exciting new oral history project. Thousands of Delawareans served gallantly in the armed forces in both Korea and Vietnam, and hundreds gave their lives in both wars as they fought to protect our nation's interests. At home, Delawareans paid special attention to the needs of their soldiers and sailors, writing letters and shipping packages of food and other goodies to help build their morale. We sent our best to Korea and Vietnam to fight for our country. And we live in a different world, a better world, because of what those veterans did, and it's important for all of us to remember them. If we don't move quickly, though, their memories will be lost. Most Korean War vets are in their 80s, and Vietnam vets are in their 60s. Each one has a story to tell, a story that's important for all Delawareans to hear. 8 years ago, the state of Delaware offered its support to the Voices of War project, and with support from the state and the private sector, an inspiring documentary featuring the voices of Delaware veterans who served in World War II was successfully produced. And now the Voices of War team is ready to take its next steps, creating documentaries filled with first-person accounts of Delawareans who served in Korea and Vietnam. The groundwork for the Vietnam documentary has already been established, as it will be based on Nancy Lynch's award-winning social history Vietnam Mailbag, which featured hundreds of letters written to her by Delaware servicemen while she was a reporter for the old Wilmington Morning News. Those letters, by the way, are being preserved for future generations at our Delaware State Archives. I'm confident that the next Voices of War productions featuring our veterans from Korea and Vietnam will be every bit as compelling as the first. And please join with me in giving this important project your support.